All right, let's talk about German prepositions. You know, that moment when you're trying to speak and you freeze, wondering if it's dem or den after words like in or auf? Well, if that sounds familiar, you are in exactly the right place. We're about to make one of the trickiest parts of German grammar feel surprisingly simple. So just look at these two sentences right here. Ich gehe in die Schule and ich bin in der Schule. We're using the same preposition, in, but the article for Schule changes from die to der. What is going on here? This is the exact puzzle we're going to solve today. And this is the question that trips up so many people learning German. It feels totally random, right? But I promise you, by the end of this, you will know exactly why this happens, and you'll know how to get it right every single time. The answer is actually super logical. Okay, let's start with the easy stuff to build up some confidence. There's a small group of prepositions that are completely predictable. They are always, and I mean always, followed by the accusative case. These are your easy wins. So, say hello to the accusative club, durch, für, gegen, ohne, and If you see one of these guys, the noun that comes next is always accusative. No exceptions, no questions asked. For example, ich gehe durch den Park. Der Park just automatically becomes den Park. Simple, right? And here is a fantastic little memory trick to lock this in for good. Just remember the word dogfu. It sounds a little silly, but it works. D for dearth, O for ohne, G for gegen, F for für, and U for Dogfu. Remember that one word, and you've basically mastered this entire group. Okay, next up we have the dative crew. And just like our accusative friends, this group of prepositions plays by one simple rule. They are always followed by the dative case. This is just another set of easy wins for us. And here's that list. Aus, bei, mit, nach, seit, von, and zu. Whenever you use one of these, you know for a fact that the noun coming up is going to be dative. For instance, ich fahre mit dem Bus. Because mit is on our special list, der Bus becomes dem Bus. No guesswork needed at all. All right, we've sailed through the simple ones. Now, it's time for the main event, the infamous Wechselpräpositionen, or, as we'll call them, the two-way prepositions. These are the ones that can be either accusative or dative, and yeah, they're the source of most of the confusion. But we're about to crack the code. And here they are, the 9 troublemakers. An, auf, hinter, in, neben, über, unter, vor, and zwischen. Think of them like chameleons. They can change depending on the situation. So the big question is, how do you know which one to choose? Well, it all comes down to one simple, incredibly powerful concept that acts like a master key. Seriously, the choice between accusative and dative depends entirely on one thing. Are you talking about a fixed location, or are you talking about movement to a destination? So this is the crucial part, the one thing you really need to remember. You just have to ask a question. If the sentence answers the question wohin, which means where to, then it's describing movement and you use the accusative. But if it answers the question wo, meaning just where, it's describing a static location and you use the dative. That's it. That is the entire secret. And this brings us right back to our original puzzle. Ich gehe in die Schule. The question is where to. Wohin gehst du? It's all about movement, so we use the accusative. But with ich bin in der Schule, the question is simply where? Wo bist du? It's a fixed location, so we use the dative. See? It's not random at all. Let's lock this in with one more classic example. Legt das Buch auf den Tisch. He is putting the book onto the table. That is pure movement. It answers wohin, so it's accusative. Now, once the book is already there, das Buch liegt auf dem Tisch. It's now in a fixed location, answering wo, so it's dative. Okay, theory is great, but practice is where it really clicks. Let's do a couple of quick examples just to test out your new grammar superpowers. You ready? Okay, first one. Ich fahre dem Bus. The preposition we're using is mit. So, is mit part of the accusative club, the dative crew, or is it one of the two-way guys? Take a second to think about it. And the answer is mit dem Bus. Why? Because mit is one of our easy wins. It is always dative. We don't even have to think about location or movement. You see mit, you use dative. Done. All right, next one. Sie legt das Buch auf Tisch. The preposition here is auf. Okay, now this one is a two-way preposition. So you've got to ask yourself the master question. Is this about a static location or is it about movement? The verb here is legt. She is placing the book. That's an action. That's movement. It answers our question, wohin? So we need the accusative. The correct answer is auf den Tisch. See? You're getting this.
Excellent work. Okay, let's wrap this all up with a final summary. Think of it as your personal cheat sheet for German prepositions that you can just pull up in your mind anytime you need it.
And here it is, the whole system in a nutshell. First, check if it's an always accusative word. Remember, DOGFU. If not, check if it's always dative. And if it's neither of those, you know it's a two-way preposition. Then you just ask the master question. Is there movement? Wohin? Use accusative. Is it a fixed location? Wo? Use dative. So what probably seemed really complicated and confusing before is actually based on a very clear, very logical system. By just remembering a couple of short lists and one key question, you now have all the tools you need to handle these German cases like a pro. The puzzle is officially solved. So are you ready to get out there and use them with confidence?